Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining me every evening to follow the news. Meanwhile, all eyes are on the state of Maharashtra, with Parambir Singh and Anil Deshmukh going at each other's throats, literally. Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh, days after the police officer was replaced as Mumbai Police Commissioner, Deshmukh has said some unforgivable lapses had been revealed in Mukesh Ambani's security scare probe under the police chief. The police officer who confirmed that the letter to Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray was sent from his email ID alleged that the Home Minister had a target to accumulate 100 crores a month. Parambir Singh was transferred to the Home Guard in a fallout of the investigation against police officer Sachin Vaze, arrested in the case of car full of explosives found near the house of Reliance Industries chairman Mukesh Ambani's house. Here are the 5 allegations by Parambir Singh in his letter to the Chief Minister. And he says, in the aforesaid context, Sri Sachin Vaze, who was heading the crime intelligence unit of the crime branch of the Mumbai Police, was called by Sri Anil Deshmukh, Honorable Home Minister, Maharashtra, to his official residence, Dhyaneshwar, several times in last few months, and repeatedly instructed to assist in collection of funds for the Honorable Home Minister. The second important point is the Honorable Home Minister expressed to Sri Vaze that he had a target to accumulate 100 crores a month. For achieving the aforesaid target, the Honorable Home Minister told Sri Vaze that there are about 1,750 bars, restaurants, and other establishments in Mumbai, and if a sum of 2 to 3 lakhs was collected from each of them, a monthly collection of 40 to 50 crores was achievable. This is extortion money. The Honorable Home Minister added that the rest of the collection could be made from other sources. Sri Vaze came to my office the same day and informed me of the above. I was shocked with the above discussion and was mulling over how to deal with the situation. In the fourth point, important point, he says, a few days later, Sri Sanjay Patil, ACP, Social Service Branch was called by the Honorable Home Minister at his official residence to hold discussions about the hookah parlors in Mumbai. The meeting was attended by other officers and Sri Palande, Personal Secretary to the Honorable Home Minister. 2 days later, Sri Patel, along with DCP Bhujbal, were called at the official residence of the Honorable Home Minister for a meeting. While ACP Patel and DCP Bhujbal were made to wait outside the Honorable Home Minister's cabin, Mr. Palande went inside the chamber of the Honorable Home Minister and after coming out took ACP Patel and DCP Bhujbal on the side. Mr. Palande informed ACP Patel that the Honorable Home Minister was targeting a collection of 40 to 50 crores, which was possible through an approximate 1,750 bars, restaurants, and establishments operating in Mumbai. I was informed by ACP Patel about the demand to make collections for the Honorable Home Minister. The last important point, the fifth one, at one of the briefing sessions in the wake of the Antilia incident held in mid-March 2021, when I was called for a late evening at Varsha to brief you, I had pointed out several misdeeds and malpractices being indulged into by the Honorable Home Minister. I have similarly briefed the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Maharashtra, the President of the Nationalist Congress Party, Shri Sharad Pawar, and other senior ministers also about the misdeeds and the malpractices. On my briefings, I noticed that some of the ministers were already aware about some aspects mentioned by me to them. These were some of the 5 important points that is mentioned in his letter, Parambir Singh. Meanwhile, Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh on Saturday said that he will file a defamation case against the former Mumbai Police Commissioner Parambir Singh, who has leveled explosive allegations of corruption and interference in police work against the minister. All the allegations made by Parambir Singh are false. He should prove them. I'm filing a defamation case against him, he said in a statement, and that these allegations were a part of a conspiracy to malign the Shiv Sena-led state government. It's been a while since Sachin Vaze was arrested. Why was Parambir Singh silent about these allegations for so many days? He said in his statement. If Singh is claiming that Sachin Waze gave him all this information in January, then why didn't he bring this information forward back then? Parambir Singh has created this conspiracy to deflect the attention from the explosive case and Mansukh Hiren's death, the minister alleged. The Maharashtra Home Minister has refuted the allegations against him and asserted that Parambir Singh made the claims to save himself as his involvement in the Ambani bomb scare case and Mansukh Hiren's death case was getting clearer. Deshmukh has said that he is going to file a defamation case against the former Mumbai Police Commissioner. Chief Minister's office, CM Uddhav Thackeray himself, has not commented on the issue yet, but his office, late on Saturday, said that the letter that was received was not signed by Parambir Singh and did not come from his official email address. They are still verifying the letter, the Chief Minister's office said. Sharad Pawar, meanwhile, the chief of the Nationalist Congress Party, called the allegations against Deshmukh serious and said that it is the prerogative of CM Uddhav Thackeray to take appropriate action. There has to be in-depth inquiry by such an officer who enjoys full respect in police administration, he said, and suggested that former police commissioner of Mumbai, Julio Ribeiro, can carry out the investigation. Meanwhile, Jayant Patil, NCP Maharashtra president, said there is no question of replacing Home Minister Anil Deshmukh and asserted the letter is a reaction after Maharashtra Chief Minister and Home Minister decided to take a tough stand. The minister said, if we ask Deshmukh to resign now, we would be doing that what certain people want. Meanwhile, Raj Thackeray demanded that Deshmukh quit from his post immediately. The main issue is that of an explosive-laden vehicle being found near the residence of an industrialist. I request that the central government intervene. The state government cannot investigate this matter, Raj Thackeray said. Retorting to the NCP Sharad Pawar's comments on ex-Mumbai CP Parambir Singh's letter, ex-CM Devendra Fadnavis on Sunday insisted that the Home Minister Anil Deshmukh must step down and either a court-monitored probe or central probe must be initiated into Singh's extortion allegations. Addressing a press conference in Nagpur, he added that ex-Maharashtra DGP Subodh Jaiswal had submitted a report on CM Thackeray on a bribery racket in police transfers, which was not acted upon. Claiming that Pawar was saying half-truths, Fadnavis said that the allegations were too grave to be ignored. We on our part hope that these revelations will help speeden the SSR investigation and bring it to its rightful conclusion. Meanwhile, Aditya Thackeray has suddenly become COVID positive and that their house has now virtually become a fortress. I'm sure these revelations and NIA's actions are scaring quite a few people. Meanwhile, in an incident that happened in January, but was reported only in March, it's happened in Navi Mumbai, where an auto rickshaw driver from Belapur village rescued an 11-year-old girl from being sexually assaulted for the second time. On January 31st, at around midnight, the accused, a stranger, a teenager, called the girl outside the society where she lived when her parents were busy at a religious function held in their society. He took her to an isolated spot behind a petrol pump near CBD railway station and sexually assaulted her. The accused was a waiter working at a restaurant cum bar, and he was caught and sent to a juvenile remand home. The auto rickshaw driver said that the girl appeared scared when he saw her, and when he questioned the teenager, he panicked and ran away. He added that the girl had said that the teenager had earlier kidnapped and abused her behind the petrol pump earlier. The driver then informed the parents who had been searching for her for 2 hours and handed over their daughter to them. The NRI Coastal Police felicitated the auto rickshaw driver for rescuing her. Meanwhile, in a shocking incident in Rajasthan, a 12-year-old boy, it is said, was addicted to porn while attending online classes and raped a 6-year-old girl. As per reports, the boy studies in class 6. During COVID-19 lockdown, he attended online classes and had unhindered access to the internet. During that period, while using his father's phone for online classes, he stumbled upon porn websites and started watching them and gradually got addicted to them. As per reports, the girl is a neighbor of the boy, and the parents of the victim work in a farm. The boy took advantage of the girl being alone in her home. One day, he took her to his house and raped her. When the parents came back, she told them about the incident, after which the parents rushed her to the hospital. Later, a case was registered at the police station. Investigating officer Rohit Sankla is probing the case. The accused boy has been taken into police custody following the registration of the case against him. Since online classes started due to the lockdown, children have become exposed to porn on the internet. Hence, it's essential that parents have to be extra vigilant to ensure their child's safety. Meanwhile, in the SSR related case, Kriti Sanon has said that she learned to keep things to herself and stay away from all the negativity around in the aftermath of Sushant Singh Rajput's death. The actor who passed away on June 14th was a close friend of the actress. They were even rumored to be dating at one point. Kriti, now in an interview, says she didn't want to entertain anyone and only expressed herself on social media at that time. She says, at one point, there was so much noise around that I didn't want to be a part of it. It reached a point where people stopped being sensitive and there was too much negativity around. I didn't want to be a part of that negativity. I knew what I felt about the situation and I wanted to keep that to myself. I didn't feel the need to talk to anyone about anything that I was feeling. Also, what you want to say, you can always say it on social media. You can write and express yourself instead of talking out loud. Of course, for us, all of us who have been boycotting Bollywood, we feel that this is just another game. This may be because some of her films are scheduled to release and she's trying to win public support for this. Meanwhile, Amitabh Bachchan has undergone surgery for his other eye. The mega star took to social media to inform his well-wishers that it went well. In February, he underwent his first eye surgery and shared with fans that the recovery is slow and difficult. He also thanked his fans once again for all the prayers and wishes. After undergoing the first surgery, he also shared a poem with his followers. He shared the poem in Hindi but also translated it into English for the benefit of his fans who are not well versed in the language. It reads, I am without sight, but sightless not in my path. I am without convenience, but never inconvenienced. I have sweet company of them that caress me, they that court me around in decorated best. Be it in good health, have I received abundant love, a gracious opulent heart doth blossom with gratitude. For some time I am, but time bound now. For the prayers I get, I am folded hands bound, yet folded hands bound. Ever folded hands bound. Well, we hope that he's not by accident copied someone else's poem and will be later accused of plagiarism. Meanwhile, the Maharashtra politics seems to dominate all the news channels. We hope this government will soon fall and be exposed completely. Thanks and good night, friends. Please keep your comments and suggestions posted. Good night.